Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. And we'll give this a few minutes for people to join, and we'll get started. Mike. How we doing, brother? Perfect timing. Fat ass just got back from the gym. And we have a few people joining. Give it another minute or so. For those who missed the stream on Saturday we gave away a Zalissi red dot. Actually, it's a green dot. And the lucky winner was Hank Striano, so congratulations, Hank. We will be having giveaways in the near future. I'm giving a lot of products to review, and after I review them, I can't use all of them, so I like to give them out to you guys. So, following the gun news, yesterday in Virginia, they just passed the bill banning AR-15s effective July 1st. And this is really horrific. So in Virginia, after July 1st, you will no longer be able to buy, sell, or manufacture AR-15s. And to make it even worse, you won't be able to transport an AR-15 on any government-owned property, which includes streets and sidewalks. And Jay Alvadro, welcome, brother. That bill is going to make law-abiding citizens criminals. I mean, they got what they voted for, right? And that woman is just a lunatic. And now, if you purchased your firearms before July 1st, 2026, you're allowed to keep them, but you can't do anything with them because you're not allowed to transport them. I mean, on any government-owned property, including streets and sidewalks, I mean, so basically it stays in your house, and it's pretty much worthless. Unfortunately, we live in the great state of Tennessee, and now heading to Governor Lee's desk, they just passed a bill now, which I talked about a week or so ago, that would prohibit landlords from stopping tenants who own, rent, or lease properties possession of firearms and ammunition, including guests. That is awesome. And you know what? I never thought about it before, but Tennessee is a very long state. A lot of people rent apartments in Tennessee. And, you know, if your landlord says you're not allowed to have any firearms or ammunition on premises, and if you have guests, they're not allowed to have a firearm, that's really a violation of your constitutional rights. So that did pass. It's heading towards Governor Lee's desk, and pretty sure he's going to sign it since he's the one that made Tennessee a constitutional carry state 2 years ago. As a gun owner, I'm really happy about it, but on the other hand, I don't know how I feel about it as a homeowner. Say you're a homeowner and you don't own firearms and you're not pro gun. Now the government is telling you that you have to allow people who you may not even know well to live in your house and have firearms and ammunition on the premises, whether it's an apartment, an office building, a factory, whatever. I just don't like the government doing things that affect personal property and homeowners' rights. Again, I'm pro-gun, I'm all for it, but I could see someone that owns a home not being too happy about it. Hey, Ted, welcome, brother. I'm expecting to see a bunch of homeowners file a class action suit and fight that. But I was also happy that the courts ruled that the magazine restrictions in Washington, D.C. are unconstitutional. Jib Jab, how you doing, brother? And I'm hoping that that sets a precedence for other states like the communist state of New Germany and New York and California. But anyway, so Saturday I did get to go to the range and try out my new Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter. And even though I always complain about the triggers on the Smith & Wesson pistols, the trigger on the M&P 2.0 10 millimeter is the flat face trigger, and it's a different trigger than the equalizer and the shield. And I kind of like it. It's actually very smooth trigger. It's got just a little bit of trigger creep. But it's a really nice gun. It handles extremely well. I got the 4-inch barrel so I can carry it. And what I was really surprised is I shot it side by side with my SIG X10 comp, and it actually shoots better. I'm a little disappointed at the SIG X10 comp. The compensator, not all it's cracked up to be. I thought that the recoil would be a little bit milder. I don't notice the X10 comp handling 10 millimeter any different than the Smith & Wesson. So, I personally think compensators are just a gimmick. Everybody wants to be a cool kid on the block. Every 9 millimeters coming out with a comp now. I mean, realistically, it's a 9 millimeter. It doesn't recoil that much anyway. What do you need a compensator for? But I'm really pleased with that Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter. It's very comfortable. Shoots nice. Comes with two 15-round steel magazines. Comes with 4 palm swells, which is really nice because I love my Glock 20, but you're stuck with it. If it either fits your hand or it doesn't. At least with the Smith, you get 4 different palm swells so that you can change the grip to make it more comfortable. It's got a loaded chamber indicator, and it does have suppressor height sights so that you can co-witness a dot. And I do have a red dot that was just sent to me by Zulisi, and I will be putting it on this weekend Um, Smith & Wesson uses a very, very small uh, hex screw on it. It's 5/64ths. So I'm probably going to have to go to Harbor Freight and pick one of them up. But I do have the dot right here, which I will put on it. But overall, it shot very well. Um, it took maybe a magazine to get used to the suppressor height sights because they are slightly higher than normal. Um, but it's a nice shooting gun. I like it. The other thing I like about it is because I am going to eventually get the Smith & Wesson uh, folding carbine in 10 millimeter, and it uses the same magazines as the pistol, so that would be really cool. And it's 10 millimeter, of course it's cool. Thanks for that, Mike. And I see we have some new people on the stream today, so I'm happy about that. As we're growing, YouTube pushes it out to more and more people. And in case you're wondering, we do this live stream every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. We do giveaways from time to time. Last Wednesday, gave away the shot timer, and Saturday I gave away a Zalissi green dot optic, and we'll be having some more things in the near future, and only subscribers are eligible to win. So, now that I've babbled enough, being this is a open forum, if there's any topics that you guys want to discuss, any firearms you want to talk about, just leave them in the comments and we'll take care of it. Before purchasing that Smith & Wesson folding carbine, I did decide I'm going to be buying the Colt Viper. So, it was very difficult, but I managed to look through my gun safe and find a couple guns that I'm willing to part with. And thanks for the mention there, Mike, and I appreciate the people that have purchased memberships. That helps us out a lot, and also there's extra perks for being a member, and when the videos are released, the members get to see them first for a week before they go public. But it's also a way to help support our channel and help us accumulate enough funds to purchase firearms. I already have the Colt Python Combat Elite, and I was undecided about the King Cobra or the Viper, but that Viper is really sweet, so that will be next. And the three guns I'm willing to part with, one is the Ruger RXM 5, one is my Ruger 5.7. I'm definitely willing to part with that. I will probably never use that. That was probably one of the mistake guns I bought. I bought it because I didn't have a 5.7. I thought it would be cool, but it's enormous and ammo's very expensive, so I will part with that. Next one that I'm going to part with is the Ruger American 45 ACP. I could live without that, being that I have a lot of 45s, hence Pro Gun 45. And I have the Glock 30. Uncle Bunny, trust me, dude, you're going to love that Core Essential belt. I've been wearing my Core Essential belts for 3 years now. I'll get right to you, Jib Jab. I've been wearing my Core Essential belts for 3 years now, and they are like brand new. And I like the fact that they're nylon and they have a bonded core so it doesn't belt sag or twist. You wear a leather belt for a year and you take it off and go like that, and it's all wavy, right? And also the core essentials, they don't have belt holes. They have a track on the inside. So it's just an awesome belt. Why have sites that co-witness? That's a great question, Jib Jab. I'm old school, and I believe that you should learn how to shoot with iron sights. And the reason that they make suppressor height sights that you could co-witness is that a optic can and will fail when you need it most, especially on a 10 millimeter with all of that pounding, all that pounding and banging. You can crack the glass, the battery could die. And if you replace your rear sight with an optic, now what are you going to do when the battery dies or the glass cracks? It also, I also find that the suppressor height sights, when you co-witness, make it even easier to zero in your optic, because then when you present your firearm, the dot is right on your front sight. So yes, it is point and shoot, but you should still have the capability of using irons. I always co-witness. Every one of my guns have co-witness sights. I don't trust optics 100%. I've been a tech guy for 40 years. I don't trust technology. It can and will fail you when it counts most. So good for you, Blue Ridge. I agree. You should be co-witnessing anyway. And Mike, you've been decapping for the last 2 days on a single stage press, and your arm is tired. Let me tell you something, brother. I decapped for 2 weeks straight, and it was like going to the gym. But you got to do it, right? What are you going to do? I mean, the trade-off is you're going to have ammo. And I guess maybe I was a little overzealous last time. I think the last time I did 5,000 rounds of 357. Took me a long time. I think maybe next time I'll do it more manageable, like maybe 500 rounds. I think when you start getting past 1,000, that's just a lot all at once. And honestly, it's not like, when you shoot a 10 millimeter, and that was awesome also. On that video I did, and I didn't release it to the public yet. Only the members could see it right now. It was funny. I was watching my own video, and it was kind of funny seeing how far that 10 millimeter brass flies back. It was actually flying over my shoulder and hitting the camera. So that was pretty funny. But if you reload for a 357, it's not really that big of a deal. You can get away with doing 500 at a time. And hello to the Ukraine. Thanks for joining. We got a lot of new people here again today. And again, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, watch as many of our videos as you can, comment on them, share them with your friends. Due to popular request, I started to do a series of videos for new shooters, which anyone can watch. They're not only for new shooters. Um, and I'll be doing some more in the very near future. I think this weekend I will be doing one on transition shooting because as an instructor, when I go to the range, everybody shoots straight ahead. And that's not how you're going to shoot in the real world. When you dry fire train, it should be realistic. And odds are you're not going to be. Thank you for that, Jib Jab. I appreciate that. Um, I'm trying my best to come up with a whole bunch of videos that will be helpful to uh, new and older shooters as well. And thanks for joining us there, Gundogan. But anyway, I think the next video I'm doing is going to be on transition shooting because you're not going to shoot head on. Odds are you're going to be moving, the bad guy's going to be moving. Um, you're never going to be shooting straight on. And you need to practice transition shooting to build muscle memory. When you shoot straight on like this, you're going to develop muscle memory just to shoot head on. And it's a bad habit to get into. And that's the great thing about dry fire training is that you can make your training realistic. I'll probably do some dry fire training videos from shooting from inside the car. I will bet you any money a lot of people don't practice shooting from inside the car or even sitting on the couch watching TV. And your training needs to be realistic. Like I said, going to the range just validates that your dry fire training is working. But dry fire training is where you actually do all the heavy lifting. And I'm going to probably do quite a few of dry fire training drills. One of them will be comparing all the Mantis products. I own all of them, and I know I've had a few people ask me because it gets a little overwhelming which Mantis product to buy. Yes, exactly, Jib Jab. Sitting from a desk. My wife and I, we carry at home all the time anyway. And if we're not carrying at home, there is a firearm within arm's reach. But, in the real world, you need to be prepared. You should be able to draw your firearm while you're sitting down watching TV. Your home is supposed to be your safe place, right? But you tend to get too confident and you start to lack situational awareness when you're at home because it's your house. It's supposed to be safe, right? But what happens when you're sitting on the couch watching TV and somebody busts the window or kicks your door in? How are you going to handle it? You have a firearm on you? Or one you can get to right away? You need to be practicing things like that. And why do we practice? And why do we carry when we're home? Because contrary to popular belief, most home invasions happen between 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. So when you watch TV, they show that they're always breaking in the middle of the night. But statistically, most home invasions are between 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon because the assumption is people are at work and kids are at school. And if you are home, when there's a home invasion, the odds of it turning violent astronomically increases. So, fortunately, I'm used to carrying at work every day anyway, and I could easily draw from sitting down. I'll probably do a video on it as well. Another dry fire drill that I like to practice a lot is shooting in low light and no light. And that's something I bet you a lot of people don't practice at home. But in the real world, you get waking up in the middle of the night, you hear something in the kitchen. It's either low lighting or no lighting. Maybe you have a night light. Um, exactly, Jib Jab. Anywhere. But when you're in your home, I'm also um, NRA certified instructor to teach personal protection inside and outside the home. And one of the things about personal protection inside the home is there's two things that are important. Number one is cover, and number two is camouflage. What the difference is cover is where you could stand where you'd probably be protected if they shot at you. And camouflage is where you can hide. That's an advantage you have in your home. You should know in your home where you could run for cover or camouflage. Um, Whether you need to reload or your gun jams, you should know where in your house you can get to safely to do that. You should also be able to identify where in your house are you most vulnerable. I've done that many times. I know where I'm most vulnerable, but um, again, a lot of people that dry fire, they do the same damn thing they do at the range. They put the target on the wall and they do bang, 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 bang. Yeah, that's nice, but that's not real life training. Um, Also, if you have a Glock, exactly, Jib Jab. If you have a Glock or any single action pistol, getting a laser cartridge and racking the slide every time, it's just stupid. It's non-productive. It's not real. And now you're going to develop muscle memory to, after you shoot, rack the slide. Number one, it's not conducive to that. And also, it's impossible to practice follow-up shots by racking the slide every time. My solution to that, I use the dry fire mag. Um, it resets your trigger so that you insert the mag and you could just keep pulling the trigger over and over and over again without racking the slide. And they make two versions. They make one with the laser and one without. And I use the one with the laser because when I use the one with the laser, I can also use it with Mantis Laser Academy and Mantis X. But if you're dry fire training, racking your slide, stop it. It's just not productive. One of the places I found that I would be most vulnerable is the staircase to upstairs. Once you go up 3 or 4 steps, you're in a pretty much confined area about this wide. There's nowhere to go. And when you get up to the top of the steps, bad guy could be either left or right. They could come out of two different directions, and you're basically a sitting duck there. I probably will do a drill on how to sweep a room. Um, I don't recommend doing it. I would leave that to the professionals. That's what they get paid for. If you come home and you notice that your front door is ajar, I would not go in the house and start searching the house. However, there's times when you have no choice. If you're in your home and you hear someone down the hall or another room or two away, and you have a spouse or kids in the house, you're damn right you're going to go sweep in that room. But anyway, um, like I said, everybody should be dry fire training. If you're not, you should be doing it. I have a few videos you could search, but um, I also created a playlist called um, New Shooter Training. Um, and those videos are not all for new shooters. Some experienced shooters uh, don't train. They go to the range, they go like this, and they shoot their targets, and they think that's training. Um, I did a mag drill. One that's real important are the different ready positions that uh, even some new shooters and experienced shooters don't know. Um, Especially in Tennessee, you don't need a permit to carry. So unfortunately, people are not getting training. They're going to the store and they're buying a gun and they're putting it on their hip like magic. It's going to protect them. Um, those are the people that should be dry fire training, so that you don't make a dumbass out of yourself when you go to the range. And using dummy rounds to practice loading and unloading your magazine or your revolver, or simulating a stovepipe. What I'll even do sometimes is at the range, I'll put a dummy round inside my magazine. And this way, when I'm shooting, you go bang, 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 click. And you can practice tap and rack. I don't think I'm familiar with the G2 RIP ammo. I personally use the Hornady Critical Defense or um, Federal Punch, and I have one other one from SIG. Um, but, especially a 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, you don't have to be doing a double tap like the 9 millimeter guys. And like I said, guys, this stream is for you guys, so I'm sure you heard me babble enough. Yeah, there's a lot of ammo that spends a lot of money on hype marketing. Um, there's some of them that have pellets and slugs in them. What was really cool, I would really like to try it, but I'm afraid of catching the backyard on fire. I would really like to one day try the dragon's breath and do a video of that. Just looks badass. But I think those things are like $5 a round. I think you get like a 4-pack for like $20. But I saw some videos on it though. It does look really cool. I don't know what that has to do with firearms, Bob. Um, I'll give you another minute. I don't know if I did it Wednesday. I definitely did it Saturday. So if not, I'll do it for the benefit of you guys. Um, I want to apologize for the tone that I've used the past week or two, and I will not be doing that again. Um, I didn't do it Saturday because I promised I won't. Um, and that's my bad. I let the liberals get the best of me, and it's not my demeanor normally to be mean and nasty. Well, yeah, I'm from New Jersey. I am mean and nasty. But I mean, I'm not going to allow them to get the best of me anymore, and I'm not going to engage in loud conversation. Myself and our moderators will just make you go away. I'm not going to engage in comment on stupid political comments or any stupid comments that are uh, presented by the people that live in mommy and daddy's basements. So um, you'll just go away. I won't even acknowledge them. So uh, for those who have tolerated me for the past couple of weeks for me losing my cool, I appreciate that. But I am back on track now, and um, I'm not going to let them have the satisfaction of ruining our channel. So again, we have more new people on. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. Now, don't get me wrong, it was fun because I came out with a lot of really funny stuff. But I mean, that's not what people um, join this live stream for. They join the live stream to either learn about firearms and accessories or discuss them or get opinions, uh, not to hear me acting like an idiot. Yeah, I get you, gun dog. And you know, it's funny. My wife and I always say when we drive around down here and people do stupid stuff around us, we're always like, oh, no, no, no. Don't mistake the Tennessee plate for a good old Southern boy, because I don't have Southern hospitality built in me. But yeah, that's one of the things we always say. You know, people behind you don't know any better, and they see a Tennessee plate. No, don't mistake me for a good old boy. And, you know, don't take long for the jersey to come out. But I do love being here. This is my home, and um, I don't look back. I wish I would have did this a long time ago. Um, that's a good question, Mike. Black powder um, is the only thing I don't have. Um, I don't know why. I just never got it. Oh hell yeah, Jib Jab! I love grits. Seriously, my favorite. We got a place down here called Hillbilly Cabin, and I get grits with butter and cinnamon or brown sugar. It's awesome. However, when I was up north and I was a kid, my mom used to make me cream of wheat, which tastes very similar to grits. Only now, being I'm here 7 years, I could tell good grits from bad grits because I go into some places and the grits are like water, and I know that they were instant grits. But yes, I actually enjoy them now. They eat a lot of catfish down here for some reason. Um, not big on catfish. Um, believe it or not, Mrs. PG hasn't made me cornbread yet. Um, we get enough of it while we're out here. Um, and I'm sure she can get a southern recipe from somebody, but the cornbread we get at the local supermarket, she has not made that yet. Uh, Gun dogging. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of hammerless revolvers. Um, and Level Up Dojo, welcome, brother. I'm not a fan of hammerless revolvers for two reasons. Number one, I don't like that they're double action only. Um, Number two, that double action pull is very hard, and if it's a woman or an older person or someone with arthritis, um, I'm just not liking that double action only. And I get the hammer's hidden so that it doesn't get hung up on clothes and stuff, but I'm just not a fan of hammerless. And I like the fact that if I want to cock it and decock it, I could do that. Yeah, it's funny. One thing I noticed down here that I never saw before is pork rinds. And I go into my local Weigel's here, and they got to have like 20 different flavors of pork rinds, right? And then you go to Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's has got a whole wall full of flavored pork rinds on one side and a whole wall full of beef jerky on the other. And I love beef jerky, but I have high blood pressure. It's too much sodium, so I can't really have it. And I'm a beef guy. Like up north, I used to love beef ribs. I don't really like pork. Um, I'll eat pork roll and I'll eat bacon, but pork itself, I don't really like. Yeah, that cholesterol in those pork rinds got to kill you there, Jim Jab. I'm telling you, I looked at a bag of that one day and I saw how much sodium and stuff is in there. I was like, man, with my high blood pressure, I'd blow a stroke having that. And that's why I don't eat the uh, beef jerky either. And I eat enough other stuff to make me fat. Anyway, so I did get the new 945 Industries sling bag, um, and that I'll probably release next week. That's available for the members right now. Like I said, usually the members get the videos a week or two before they go public. Um, but that's a nice belt. And again, that Core Essential belt I just reviewed, that thing is awesome. Um, that Core Essential belt is adjustable from 24 to 54-inch waist. So uh, even a fat guy like me can wear them. Yeah, you know what, Mike? I saw that, and I think I got an email from Powder Valley today about orders over $99 had free shipping, but it didn't say no hazmat. And that's just another stupid thing that our federal government did. They started that around the pandemic time. Then there was never a hazmat fee. And then um, during the pandemic, I was looking everywhere for powder, and it was so expensive. And by the time I found powder that was affordable, I think it was Natchez, Mike. I found the Winchester 231 powder for like 34.95, and then they added a $35 hazmat fee. Um, for me, fortunately for primers, I just go to Bass Pro, and Bass Pro has got the Winchester large and small pistol primers for 49.99 thousand. I think I can just go there and pick them up because then you don't pay the hazmat fee. because when the store buys their bulk to put out on the floor, they've already done that and paid the hazmat fee. But when you buy online, the thing that's not fair is that they'll pay a one-time hazmat fee on 1,000,000 primers, and yet they're going to charge everybody $35 a box online. That's just stupid. I mean, I guess depending on where you live, you don't always have a gun store or a place that sells primers, but I think the Bass Pro, I think, is 20 minutes for me, so I'm probably going to wind up going there this weekend and picking up another couple thousand. Just I don't know why. From what I've been reading and what I've been hearing from the firearms industry, you're going to probably see in August an ammo shortage, or the price of all the consumables going up. So this is the problem. They can't control the firearms, right? So the only thing they could do is control the ammo. So you're going to start seeing regulations on primers and brass cases and gunpowder and bullets. You mark my word, you're going to see that happening soon. So my suggestion, just like a stockbroker, is to invest in precious metals, being brass and lead. That's what I would do. Yeah, I love Bass Pro. They're only, I don't know, 20 minutes from here. And they allow dogs, so Dallas loves going in there. I find their guns to be a little expensive. Fortunately, I have a Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo on the way. And by the way, guys, even though Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo is in Tennessee, when they have a sale, you can't beat their price. So even if you have to buy it from them and send it to your FFL, it's well worth it. My Springfield Emissary was a $1,200 gun. They had it on sale for $699. So you may want to check them out. Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo. I think the website is smga.com. But again, I highly recommend stocking up on primers, powder, brass, and bullets, because it's going to be a time again when it's either going to be expensive, and I'm not even so concerned about the cost, as long as you could still buy it. I think what scares me more is that one day there's going to be a lack of availability, and you just won't be able to get the stuff you need to make your own ammo, because they can't control the guns, so ammo's the only other way they can control it. So the availability is going to, I just see the availability eventually going away. They don't want us having guns as it is. They sure as hell ain't going to want to have us, reloading hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammo. But I enjoy reloading, and I know you just started, Mike, but I'm sure you probably find it therapeutic as well. Well, that's what they're going to do, Mike. They're going to tax the crap out of it so that you can't afford to buy it. And yes, you're right, Jib Jab. The Congress will ban online ammo sales. And, fortunately, I don't live in the communist state of New Jersey anymore. But I notice when I go to a lot of gun sites now, they just don't sell anything anymore to New Jersey, California, New York, Illinois, etc., because the laws are too complicated. And there are some states that are trying to get rid of online ammo sales. I know in New Jersey, if you go to a gun store and you buy ammo, they record everything and you have to show them your firearms ID card, and every box of ammo you buy is documented. And that's just ridiculous. But it's just like, I know PayPal does not like when you buy gun stuff. And a lot of the banks are coding transactions for firearms and accessories, so that they can have a trackable list of, yeah, this guy buys guns and ammo and accessories with his credit card. And that should be illegal. I mean, yeah, PayPal does not like when you buy gun stuff. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, a lot of the places now that sell gun stuff, and I don't mean holsters, they don't even take PayPal anymore. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is also um, a horrible place. Well, so is Facebook. By the way, if any of you all are interested, I was telling Mike when we were talking the other day, um, we also have a pro gun Facebook group. Um, so if you search pro gun on Facebook, uh, you'll find it. And also, we do have a website that is called progun45.com. Just another way to stay connected. I started the Pro Gun Facebook group a couple of years ago, just for fun. I had 6 of my friends, and we used to just have stupid chats about guns. And then all of a sudden, got thousands of people on it. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, Facebook is, well, Zuckerberg is anti-gun because they're liberal owned. But Facebook also, I posted, it's funny because you could post pictures of gun in a gun group, but yet on my personal Facebook page, I've posted pictures of guns and they've taken them down and spanked me saying I'm promoting the sale of firearms. So now I learned if I'm going to post a picture of a firearm on Facebook, what I do first is I put in big bold red letters, not for sale. Then I post a picture. And we have 15 minutes left. So whatever you guys want to cover, type in your comments. If you're new and, it only shows me people who enter comments. So I know we get 5,000 viewers on these live streams, but it doesn't show me who you are. So if you want, say hi to the group so we can give you a shout out. We're all family here. Most of these guys are on the stream Wednesday and Saturday. We don't do any flaming with each other. If you ask a question, don't worry about it being stupid. We'll answer you, and we're not going to talk to you like you're an idiot. That's a great question, Mike. Personally, I never use Magnum primers. And Magnum primers, it's kind of a weird thing. The Magnum primers are not really for magnum loads. It's for the powder. There's some brands of powder you may see in your reloading manuals that recommend using magnum primers. It's got nothing to do with that it's a magnum. It's for the powder. But I've never used magnum primers. I use regular primers all the time. I don't even look for magnum primers, especially if you're using the Winchester 231 powder. You never have to worry about it. But that is a good question. I could see how that would confuse people. I've also heard during the pandemic, in a pinch, that some guys were using small rifle primers instead of small pistol primers when they couldn't get them. I've never done it. I don't think I would recommend it, but from what I read, it is doable. Oh, I also, when I went shooting Saturday, um, I got to shoot my Smith & Wesson 686 revolver with the new high-vis fiber optic sights, and those things are awesome. I'm getting old, and uh, I don't know whether it's just me. It seems to be a trend these days that a lot of the gun manufacturers like using that blacked out rear sight. Um, so I replaced both the front and rear, and it's like night and day. Lights up like a Christmas tree, gives you super fast sight acquisition. Jib jab. That's a good question. Most of them are. Um, I would probably put Lee towards the bottom. Um, and if you're going to go in order, I would go with Dillon, RCBS, Hornady, and then I'd go with Lee. Um, Dillons are very, very expensive. Um, I like the RCBS products. They are made out of cast iron and they have a lifetime warranty. Um, the one I have is over 30 years old and they still send me free parts when I need them. I agree, Mike. That's what I'm saying. Now it's time to stock up. Um, Believe it or not, I prefer the lead dies over all of them, even over RCBS. Um, RCBS, by the way, Jib Jab, um, RCBS is now owned by Hogden, the gunpowder company. Um, Dillon, I used to have a long time ago the Dillon Squaredale B. And then when my son was born, my wife gave me a bunch of flack. And I wound up getting rid of it, and I got rid of her too. Um, but RCBS, you can't go wrong with. Um, I have their powder measure, the RCBS Uniflow. It's also made out of cast iron. The rock chucker is only 200 and something bucks, and that will last you forever. Now, I know a lot of people like the progressive or the turret presses, but I'm a fanatic with quality control. Um, I check every 10th round. I like using the rock chucker. Yes, it takes longer, but you know what? If I have to spend, a month decap decapping and sizing brass, and then another month putting powder and seating the bullets, I'm okay with that. I had a Dillon Squaredale B a long time ago, and as a multi-stage press, what was nice about it is you put the primers in the tube, put the powder in, put the bullets in, etc. And when you pull it the first time, it knocks the primer out, puts a new primer in. Pull it the second time, it sizes the case. Pull it the third time, it puts the powder in. Pull it the fourth time, and it drops the bullet and crimps it. So after the fifth time, every time you pull that handle, a fully completed bullet comes out, right? And here's where the technology comes in. There was supposed to be a buzzer so that when you run out of primers, the buzzer goes off, right? And I was sitting there cranking away, didn't hear any buzzer. And I'm wondering why I have all this gunpowder on my kitchen table, because the sensor didn't beep and all the gunpowder was pouring out because it wasn't putting primers in. So, yes, with a progressive unit, there's a much greater chance for error because you're going to be excited. You're going to be going like this, watching them all crank out, right? Well, when I do it on a single stage press, every 10th round, I dump the powder onto my scale just to make sure that it's accurate. And you tend to kind of get reckless with a progressive because you try to get as many done as you can, right? You're like, oh, this is awesome. Well, I'm watching TV. I can knock out 500 rounds. And you're not really worried about the quality. You're just worried about how many rounds you could knock out. So, but that's a great question. Now, fortunately, if you have a 357 Magnum, you're welcome, Jib Jab. 357 Magnum and 38 Special use the same dies, just like the 44 Magnum and 44 Special. And the same thing goes with the 10 millimeter and 40 caliber. All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes left. This was very productive. I like it. You guys asked a lot of good questions. And like I said, I've been doing this for 40-something years. So if it's something I can help out with, I'm more than happy to do so. I just really enjoy doing this, and I thank you guys for attending this live stream because I just really enjoy doing it, and I love the relationship I have with all you guys. Yeah, boy, go Dallas. I'm sure you assumed that that's why I named my Great Dane Dallas. Yep, and like Mike said, don't forget, if you like what we do here and you want to support us, please consider joining and becoming a member. That's a great question, Jib Jab. What's the one gun I regret letting go? A long time ago, I bought a Colt Combat Commander, and I think I only paid um, like $280 for it. And again, when I was married to my first wife and she didn't like all the guns in the house, I sold it, and I think I got like $300 for it. And um, I thought I did good. And now those things are like $1,200. So, um, yeah, I really regret that. But see, the good thing is now almost all of my guns are expensive, so I won't be letting go any of them. I do have three I'm willing to part with, and that's it. Out of my whole collection, I'm willing to part with my Savage Stance, my Ruger American 45 ACP, and I'm willing to part with my Ruger 57. Uh, Other than that, I have no more guns I'm willing to get rid of. Oh, Chris, you know what that Colt A1 is worth now? Hey, you know what, though? We all do things, sometimes um, financial circumstances change. Um, you know, I say never that I'm never going to part with any of my other guns, but you never know. I mean, something catastrophic happened and I had to get rid of them. Uh, I would get rid of some, but not happy about it. But I would if I had to. However, I would do everything in my power to make sure I didn't have to. And that's the thing. I mean, I know a lot of people like to get a good deal and buy cheaper quality guns, right? But like, if and thanks for Guinea Bar, appreciate that. Um, but if you buy a Taurus or a Rock Island or Palmetto State or any of those cheap guns, even a Charter Arm or a Canic, if God forbid you ever need to sell them one day, you're never going to get anything for them. I mean, what are they going to give you for a gun that only costs $250 or $350 for brand new? I mean, they got to make double that, right? You're going to sell your gun for $150. That's why I always buy good quality stuff. I learned that lesson, and I've been getting rid of all of my lower quality guns and buying good quality stuff. Like Colts and Rugers and Smith and Wessons and um, name brands. But that's just me. I mean, everybody doesn't have the budget or the finances, and I get it. If you need a gun to defend yourself, and all you can afford is the Taurus or the PSA Dagger, I'd say go for it. But in my mind, a cheap gun and defending myself and my family um, doesn't even go in the same sentence. So, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the PSA Dagger. They're great for the range, but it is what it is. It's not a Glock. It's not a Ruger RXM. All right, guys, 2-minute warning. For those who joined late, we apologize for that, but we do this live stream every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And we do this on Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. I agree, Jib Jab. I just always tell everybody when they're going to buy a gun to save your money if you can, and get the best you could afford. Because, you know, there's not many good quality guns for $350, right? When you get to 500, there's a whole new ball game. There's a whole bunch more of good quality guns for $500. So if it were me, I'd wait the extra month and save the $150. Oh, good for you, Jib Jab. That's my goal. I hope that every stream I say something that is beneficial to someone. And I'm proud of myself. I did not go off of my game today. Like I said, I wasn't. I just ignored the comments and let our moderators make them go away. So, again, thank you to our moderators. And we will be back Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on notifications so that you'll know when our new videos are being released. And watch as many of these videos as you can. That's how we get paid. Watch them, share them. Share the channel with all your friends that are gun enthusiasts. Have a blessed evening, guys. We'll see you Saturday.